Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and it's time once again for our weekly painting progress. And unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of progress, but there was some. It's been kind of a hectic, crazy week. I mean, I can only speak for myself. I've got new students coming into my room. I've got about 8 or 9 kids out right now sick. It's been just an absolute crazy time, and I just have not had time to pick up a paintbrush, unfortunately. Enough, I should emphasize. I did not paint this, however. This is 100% Percival Sparkle Trout. I did print it, though, and I did print that base, which he has managed to break. I believe the count is at 3 times now. This is a Maker's Colt, I want to say, judging by the bouncy reverse joint legs, a Dark Mechanicum Assassin. And for you 40K people, you probably know better than I do which actual Imperial assassin this should represent. I'm not 100% sure. Whichever the skull-headed one is, maybe? I don't know. But he absolutely painted it up in total Bubblegum Crisis boomer colors. And if he says otherwise, I don't believe him. I truly don't. Getting a look at the faded stripes on there. Nice detailing on all of his various wires and plugs and stuff. And it is a cool base. I can see him popping off just because there are very little way in getting those very thin legs attached to that base. So I'm going to hold on to it very carefully. I obviously don't want to break it myself. I'll let him do that. So that's what he got done. Hopefully he's going to get to some of the other stuff I printed up for him, because it's been quite a bit. That's the funny thing, too, with the Maker's Cult stuff. I print this stuff on the regular for him. We don't get to see videos on any of it going together because I send it off his way as soon as it's printed up. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll collect a bunch of it up together and we can show you a bunch of painted samples if people aren't aware or familiar with the Maker's Cult. A lot of neat stuff there. And if you are familiar, I'll have that link at the bottom, which I do every week. We show off all these funky and interesting obscure miniatures. Speaking of obscure, here is a nice little fun one that I did from Legends of Signum. I cannot remember her name, but it is a little girl and her stuffed animals, and she's out of focus, and a big, nice crossbow and her little floppy bunny nailed to the shield. I'm not sure what that story is all about, but she was originally part of the Town Guard release, which I believe was first shown off in their Dragon Hunter game Kickstarter. They were optional buy-ins. And she does have cards for the actual game. And as far as I know, we have not seen an STL version of her yet. She is still only available in actual hand-casted resin. So she looks interesting to you if you want diminutive children wielding deadly projectile weapons while they carry their best stuffed friend into battle, then you know where to go. Down at the bottom. I'll have that link down there too. That's one of the interesting things too about Legends of Signum is they've got some really quirky stuff, really quirky miniatures, and I absolutely love it. My only reservation sometimes is, do I want to go with an STL file printed myself, or do I want to just let them cast it up for me and get a nice cast version? Sometimes there's models in their catalog at this point that are only available in 3D prints, and you can't even get them as STL files. There's a bunch of them, actually. They had some really cool, somewhat Dune-inspired sci-fi figures, and that's the only way to get them. They have not shown up anywhere on the actual Patreon or anywhere else. I'm having a very difficult time getting the lighting adjusted correctly. This dude is from Titanforge. This was, I want to call them their Wakataru tribe. And he just looked bad. He looked cool with all his flashy gear. I don't know what's up with this weapon he's got. Maybe, I'm assuming it's based on some sort of actual weapon in real life? I don't know. I'm not 100% happy how his face turned out. It looks super duper glossy, and it looks like his teeth are, well, I don't know. And his eyebrows seem to have disappeared. I guess I did not paint them dark enough. And it looks like this one dreadlock is kind of like going through his head. I'm not sure why that is. We'll chalk that up to my poor painting. His skin tone looked better before I actually sealed it too. It's too shiny now. And I mean, I did use a gloss, but I did try to seal it with a matte sealer. I don't know. I'm having a hard time getting the camera to satisfy me today. Ay, ay, ay. It's either too dark or it's too light. That looks okay right there. No! Doesn't help that I have to film these at the end of the day after having dealt with everything for the family. But it is what it is. Another Titan Forge model. This was from their Barbarian release a while back. I dug this one. I printed a bunch of them, and I'm slowly but surely getting around to actually painting them now. All the models in this set, you could not see their actual faces. They all had completely enclosed helmets, which I thought was kind of a cool touch. Her hand is modular, but I don't remember if this hand here matches up with anybody else's limbs in the set. I could be mistaken, and it might. Then again, it might not. They all had lots of furs, lots of blades, kind of a drone thing going on with their look there, I thought, with all the animal horns. They all had kind of horns, and I don't know. I dug it. Something different than the usual Chaos Marauder knockoffs. Okay. Another Titan Forge guy, just because he's handy. This was another member of the Wakataru tribe that they did. They did some really cool not elephants. No, I think they did do an elephant, actually. Some rhinos. They had some really nice rhino cavalry in this set. I'm trying to adjust. I wanted to do something nice and colorful for the tribe's people rather than kind of plain colors. I thought, one of the models in the set really gave off a bit of a Black Panther vibe, and I was trying to paint her up in very Black Panther-like colors, but rather than just paint it like a dark black for the actual outfit that she's wearing, I was thinking, kind of going with the purples, and then I thought, well, why not, if they're going to be like kind of majestic and royal types, purples are a strong color for that. So we kind of went with purples and variations on that. I'm happy with the results. It could have been a better paint job, but that's always the case. Hopefully we will get around to the rest of the tribe, because I have printed quite a few of them. And finally, we have the Halloween Ringtail Vixen. I am not happy with how things have turned out. She's got some spots there on her leg that my finger's trying to point to, and I don't know why. This is really bugging me today. Make a note to self, make sure you're filming during the daytime next week. Okay, I can't get it to show the way I want it to, but it looks like there's some scratches or something. I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. And speaking of fixing things, I actually forgot to finish her lantern. That's really embarrassing, but we'll go back and touch that up. That's okay. Yeah, everything else I think turned out okay. It's not amazing. And this stupid camera is having a very difficult time keeping anything in focus and keeping the lighting adjusted. I am sorry about that. We are going to have to look into that. But the cool thing is I have now got a complete set of all of the doubled up pinups. I had either myself paint them all, or for a lot of them now, I had my dad do the big version, and then I did the little version. And I think come this springtime, I'm going to bust out the Easter Aya that I don't think I've ever finished. And I think we'll have to go ahead and tag team painting those two ladies. But overall, I'm happy I got some stuff done. I've got about 5 or 6 figures at this stage of the game that I should have finished soon. So hopefully next week we will have a nice little selection of things finished. And next week I look forward to getting my new bigger Mono X printer. So that's going to be a nice, fun learning experience as I have to readjust everything. So if any of you out there have a Mono X and you like to use that water washable Elegoo resin like I do on all this stuff, by all means, please send me through, direct messaging or whatever. Let me know what you use for your settings, just so that way I can have them all pumped up and ready. I think I'm just going to try carrying over what I've been using on my Frozen Sonic in terms of settings, but I know since it's got a bigger build plate, that's going to play into effect, and I would love to have as few of interruptions or mistakes as possible. So yeah, definitely going to be looking forward to that. Hopefully all of you are going to be looking forward to checking some of this stuff out there as well. We're going to have all those links down below, and this is the one and only time every week that I do like to say thanks to the people who help support us on Patreon, and if you're curious about that, we have a link down there below, and of course, your appreciation and help is always appreciated. So yeah. With that said, though, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we shall see you back here soon. Bye-bye.